I am here with Evan Burt, and he is, I'm going to look down because I want to get this right, Canadian Consul and Trade Commissioner. Welcome to Iowa, the World Pork Expo. How often have you made it here, or how many times have you had the opportunity to come to World Pork Expo?
Yeah, so I started here in 2021 and I've been here, I think I missed 1 year since then. So I love it. It's a place to be in the pork sector and in ag in general because everybody's here. So I wouldn't be anywhere else right now.
That's wonderful. And what brings you to the World Pork Expo? What are your goals during this visit?
Yeah, so at Pork Expo, we have a number of Canadian companies that come down here. So this year we've actually got over 20 registered exhibitors. So part of my job is to meet with those Canadian clients and have a chance to help them see what they're doing in this market, see if they need any connections or anything like that in the Midwest. And then I also meet with industry folks. So where better to go than Pork Expo to meet with the Iowa pork producers, the national pork producers, folks like Secretary Nag, who I met with last night at the International Guest Dinner. So there's a lot of different aspects. It's about trade, it's about business, it's about working together, finding collaboration. Canada sends around over 6 million weanling pigs down to the US. So when you look at something like foreign animal disease prevention, working on just animal disease in general, it's really important that we work together. So I also connect with veterinarians here and some companies that buy Canadian hogs and just make sure that everything's going well and helping facilitate collaboration.
Your position seems very unique. How did you get into it, and how did you get into this side of pork production?
Yeah, so I didn't plan on becoming a Canadian diplomat in the Midwest, the US Midwest, but I had ended up getting a job with our Department of Foreign Affairs, which is like your US State Department. And I really was working on Canada-US relations most of the time. And I really enjoyed it because it's a relationship that matters. We're the #1 trade partner for the US. People come and go. We have people-to-people ties. We have common values. Businesses are working every day. There's $1 trillion in trade that happens every year, which is like $2 billion a day.
Wow.
So it's just unfathomable, the numbers that you're dealing with. So I ended up seeing this posting down here, and I was all over it because I used to live in the Canadian prairies when I was younger, and folks down here are the same. We have the same challenges, the same issues. I love Midwesterners. I love the Midwest. So it's really great to have an opportunity to work at the consulate because I cover North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, and Minnesota. And it's diverse in its own way, but at the same time, we're all trying to do the same thing, dealing with the same global issues, same areas, things around sustainability, innovation, commodity prices, all of that stuff. If we work together, we're better off.
Canada and the US, we have a long-standing relationship in the pork industry.
Yep.
How would you describe that?
Yeah, so I think integrated is the best way to talk about it. I mean, I'm always amazed how much more I learn about how closely connected we are. So if you go back to not just pork, but if you look at where it all starts, in the field, you need fertilizer to grow your crops. That's potash that comes down from Canada, other fertilizers. You grow the crops here in Iowa, it goes into feed that gets sent up to Canada, helps feed little piglets, and then those piglets come down here to Iowa and Minnesota and other states. And then it's processing that happens right here. So those Canadian pigs are helping go into slaughterhouses here, and they're trying to, it creates jobs, creates economic opportunities. And then once that's processed, we buy it back as pork. So if you look at Canada's the #4 export market for pork, and for Iowa, it's much higher than that. We buy the bacon, we buy the pork. So it's a natural kind of like, we're so close, the hogs are there to supply the market. It just works. And it's a relationship that I'm always amazed at how integrated it is. And then, like I say, if you look at things like right at the nitty-gritty, working on foreign animal disease prevention, biosecurity issues. We have a company here that works on biosecurity and geofencing and things like that. They're here in Iowa helping Iowa farmers deal with those challenges and making sure that disease doesn't break out. So we're kind of in the trenches. We're working on trade together, makes us more competitive globally. So it's kind of like the whole gamut of the pork sector.
It is. So you've been walking around the